Hello, Patriots, and welcome again to Patriot Point, the program where you get the news from a Christian, conservative, constitutional, and common sense point of view. Things that the mainstream media is not talking about, which is a reason I hope you'll tune into the program each and every week. And speaking of the program, you'll notice we had a new intro into the show this week. I would like to hear your input in the comments. Do you like the new one, or would you prefer the old one? Because we want to make a program that everybody's really happy with, except, of course, the liberals. If they're happy with it, then I've got to change the program. So let's talk about some of the big news going on in Kentucky this week. The super big, massive news I cannot tell you about. Why is that? Because every time I try to upload this, YouTube takes me off the air for a week. But I have put this information on another video service. It is at the link you see here at the bottom of the screen. I have this link for you in the description of this video. All you have to do is click the button. It'll take you right there and start playing this really big, important news that you can't get here on YouTube because we're a bunch of fascists who don't believe in free speech. So let's talk about a few other quick things that I can mention, hopefully without being banned by these little big tech Nazis. First of all, let's talk about the Olympics. I've been reading a few news articles this week where there's going to be a weightlifter who is a guy who is going to be entering the women's division under a transgender lie. And that's all that is. Let me be very clear about that. Transgenderism is a lie because it's kind of like what the liberals have been saying for the past year and a half. Follow the science. Well, let me ask you a question. You may say that you're the opposite gender of what you really are, but follow the science. Sexual preference is a matter of your opinion. Even though I may not agree with it, it is a matter of your opinion, your preference. Biology is a matter of science. Why even have women's divisions in sporting events if men can lie and say they're women and can enter the women's division? This would cause the absolute destruction of all women's sports. And every Christian, constitutional, common sense person ought to be pushing back against this. Let us save women's sports. Why the feminist crowd isn't crying, this is a foul ball at the top of their lungs is beyond me. So that's some of the crazy thing going on now, and I hope that you will be part of the answer to push back against this insanity. Speaking of insanity, Andy Beshear. Oh, my favorite topic of all time, Andy Beshear. This past week or two, he said that he is no longer going to do his propaganda hour where he gets on TV and radio for a full hour, sometimes more than an hour, just to issue his propaganda. Now, that really surprised me. He's quite shown himself that he loves the spotlight. And sure enough, something happened this past week. He came out and said, okay, I'm no longer going to do a COVID update because they haven't been about COVID for months now. He's just been spouting whatever he wants to talk about it. And so he's actually just come right out and said, I'm just going to be doing now a press conference, asked an hour long or whatever, just talking about whatever I want to talk about because he really misses having that spotlight. He is in love with himself. And thinking of that, I've created a little something I hope you find fun with the new Andy show, where he's just going to give you more propaganda, but he's not even trying to hide it anymore. It's just what he is pushing. So here's a little tribute to the new Andy show. The Andy Show. It's not exciting nor new. It's all about him. It is not about you and Andy. The court said your lockdowns are wrong. You don't seem to understand that. So I put it in a song. The Andy Show. Soon we'll be making another run. The Andy Show. He promises free stuff to everyone. Set a course for propaganda, your mind only on Andy. And Andy says he won't break the law anymore. Our jobs may be lost, but his is secure. It's Andy. It's all about him, Andy. 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 So yes, a little fun there with the Andy Hour, the new Andy propaganda show coming to you. I did a little research on this, and the program that he did on the 17th had 2,000 views as of the time I'm recording this. But the Patriot Point video from one day after his already has more than 1,200 more views than he does. So thank you to you, conservatives. You seem to be paying more attention, and we are outdoing the liberals. So thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's making a difference. And don't forget, before we sign off this week, about the Great Kentucky Shootout and Picnic. It's going to be held June the 26th. That is a Saturday at the Sugar Creek Gun Range in Lancaster, Kentucky. The address is 1033 Perry Rogers Road. We're going to give away some gift certificates, $100 prizes for the best shot. We've got some prizes to give away from Mingy Beef Jerky and a lot of other prizes. I hope you can come out. We're going to have live music, bring a picnic basket, tell the kids to bring their super soakers, and let's just enjoy our Second Amendment rights. Don't forget about the great big news. The real meat of this week's Patriot Point is on the other video site, and I hope to see you there. And until next week, this is Lee Watts encouraging you to remember that liberty is not a spectator sport.